SkyGuardian, you say another Vachanamrut time since it's a Yamathon. That's a good idea. Let's read from another section of the Vachanamrut. Switching gears a little bit, this interim is about the spiritual discourses of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Who was a great being that lived at the turn of the 19th century. And speaking of mothers, since we were talking about it, the organizations that have come from it, a lot of them have been very much focused on women's rights, which is very beautiful, since there is a lot of dogma, even in Hinduism, about the role that the feminine should play in society, which is so good to see, to hear today's age. Now, today we are reading from Gadhadā 1:45. Does God possess a form, or is he formless? Classic question. Many religions debate this, some of them within themselves, including Hinduism. The Advaita Vedantins, they say, no way, man. Actually, it's not that simple. They recognize Ishvara as having many forms, but the ultimate reality as being beyond all forms. The Vaishnavas, for example, which is where this text comes from, they believe wholeheartedly in the form of Vishnu, like Krishna or Rama. So we're probably going to hear from that perspective primarily. On the evening of Maha Sudhi the 10th, Samvat 1876, or in our calendar the 24th of January 1820, Sriji Maharaj was sitting facing south on the platform in front of the Mandir, the house of worship of Sri Vasudeva Narayan, one form of Vishnu, in Dada Khachar's Darbar in Gadhadā. One of my favorite things to say. He was wearing a white case and had covered himself with a white cotton cloth. He had also tied a white pug around his head. At that time, an assembly of munis as well as devotees from various places had gathered before him. Thereupon, Gopalanand Swami asked, Maharaj, many Vedantis, those who study the end of the Vedas, the Upanishads, claim that God does not possess a form. Moreover, they cite Vedic verses that support only that belief. On the other hand, devotees of God such as Narada, Shukji, and the Sanakadik claim that God does possess a form. Of the two, who is correct? There's a footnote somewhere. Trying to see what it refers to. Ah, there it is. Sriji Maharaj replied, Purushottam Bhagwan eternally possesses a form, and that form is extremely luminous. His perfect, all-pervasive, Antaryami form, Brahman. Footnote, Brahman in this context refers to the divine light of Purushottam Bhagwan and should not be understood to mean Akshar Brahman. Characterized by eternal existence, consciousness, bliss, is actually the divine light of Purushottam Bhagwan, but he himself possesses a definite form. The Shrutis, scriptures, oral tradition as well, also mention that God looked towards Maya, this material existence. Now, if God sees, does that mean that he has only eyes and nothing else? in this reality, he does have hands and feet. This proves that he possesses a form. Take the example of water. Its corresponding deva, Varuna, possesses a form in his own realm, where water itself is described as formless. Also, the flames of a fire are described as formless, while their corresponding deva, deity, Agni, possesses a form in his realm. Sunlight is also described as being formless, while Surya, or Surya Dev, who resides in his realm, possesses a form. Similarly, Brahman, characterized by eternal existence, consciousness, and bliss, is formless, while Purushottam Bhagwan possesses a form. Furthermore, that all-pervasive, perfect Brahman, with the attributes of eternal existence, consciousness, and bliss, Satchit Ananda, is the divine light of Purushottam Bhagwan. Someone may claim that the Shrutis propound God as all-pervasive and perfect, without hands, feet, etc. But those Vedic verses that refute the hands, feet, etc. of God are actually refuting Mayic hands of material nature, hands, feet, etc. In reality, God's form is divine, not Mayic, material. Moreover, despite the fact that Purushottam Bhagwan's Brahmarup, divine form of light, which pervades all jivas, individual beings, and even Ishvars, gods, as their Antaryami, is formless, it should be considered to possess a form. This is because it governs the granting of the deserved fruits of karmas to all jivas and Ishvars according to their respective karmas, actions. This power of governing makes it function as if it possesses a form. Thus, that divine light should be considered to possess a form as well. In the same manner, Purushottam Bhagwan always possesses a form. He is not formless. Those who do not believe him to be formless just do not understand. Those who do believe him to be formless just do not understand. Okay, thus we conclude Gadhadā 145. Thank you for listening. Now we may return to our discussion on whatever transpires next. Thank you for your patience in our interim. It was a little change in topic, but I made a promise to read this book, so I shall. You're an Advaitin, says SkyGuardian. Brahman is non-dual, formless, nirguna. Did it say both? Asked Grateful Human. No, sorry, I misspoke. Those who do believe him to be formless do not understand. However, I recognize that we're just using words in different ways. They recognize that Brahman itself is formless, but it has a presiding personality that does have a form. Whether you call the formless God or the formful God, it doesn't change the nature of existence, it only changes the words we use to describe existence, doesn't it? We're just using the same word in two different ways.